Are live right now, 8:30 on the dot. Welcome, Crypto Airborne.
What's going on, guys?
Looks like we've got 3 people watching. That's cool. We'll just kind of wait a couple seconds here and let people trickle in. But hope everyone's weekend has been going good. Let's see.
Surprise Sunday.
Couple
live
settings.
stream.
Yeah, now we have lost everybody in the live stream. Let's see here. Okay, looks like we've got one
Frank
watching,
S.
and I'm the only one. All right.
Frank S.
Oh, really?
What's up, Frank?
Nice. Well, let's get started, folks. So as everybody knows, we have the Bitcoin weekly close, and we can see that we printed a bearish kind of spinning top. And this is not good. I would have really liked to see price action climb up higher than 52,000 with this, but I think we are on the way to come down and retest this 50 moving average at this point, quite possibly. And what we can see here is in the previous history, we get this bounce, a nice spinning top doji star kind of formation, and we get a red candle after that, and it's the bear market's on. But I'm not trying to be scary or anything here right now, but we are seeing some similarities. But let's go ahead and quickly look at CKB and Voyager.
Yeah, so, CKB made a little run up today. It was good.
Man, it was crazy. Yeah,
and
CKB.
VGX.
Yeah, VGX, the whole market. It was kind of nice seeing both of those coins like front running.
I know. I sent you a text earlier. Did you get that when you were at the lake house?
I don't know. I really had poor service up there. It was crazy. I couldn't even hardly make calls. But yeah, I think I did get it. Was that the one you sent at, I don't know, 6 a.m. this morning?
Yeah, sometime earlier. Yeah, earlier. Dude, I wake up because I know you get you're earlier. But I thought it was like, oh man, our top 2 coins are running right now.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. Yeah, of course, I was, 300-400 miles from my house where my Neuron wallet is stored on my PC. So, I might have sold off a little bag during this pump, and I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, please go up even higher until I can get home tomorrow. But what are we seeing with CKB right now? We saw the pump that the whole market got. We are kind of seeing this nasty little head and shoulders male genitalia formation showing up on the screen, but we can see that still September 23rd around 11 p.m. there is some sort of time sequence. Let me just go back and double check everything to make sure that is accurate. Yeah, I would say that's pretty close. Sometime around that time frame, we might see a big market reversal. We might see a big drop off or price increase around that time. And just given what I was kind of going over with Bitcoin, it's going to be dicey. Yeah. It's going to be very dicey for the market going forward. But who knows? Maybe we'll see CKB just kind of trade sideways and kind of maybe get a little bounce off that and head to the upside, or who knows at this point with Bitcoin kind of steering the ship. But as long as CKB doesn't really fall below 0.0148-ish, I think I'm going to be fine. I mean, if it goes a hair below that, I think, that'll be fine. But I only want to see that, especially with a wick. I don't want to see any full body candles to the south side of this trend line. Other than that, I mean, CKB, I do think we'll just kind of trade for now in between this 0.014894 and maybe this 0.0171, 0.0185. Looks like this thing wicked all the way up to 0.018849. Damn. That's some pretty good price action for CKB.
Yeah.
So we are kind of just playing the waiting game right now. I do think that we will see the 0.014 levels before this thing really kind of turns around. But sorry about that, guys. Had a phone call coming in there. Forgot to mute my phone. Let's move on to Voyager Token really quick, because a lot of people were blowing me up about Voyager Token too. And this is kind of the last chart that we left off on. And this was the Fibonacci time sequence that I laid down for everybody. And we can see that we went red, 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 spinning top. This was the point of reversal, September 17th at 7 a.m. And so I think I was telling people to look within a few hours of that time frame. But what we have here is very nice Elliott wave theory to the upside. And we went all the way up to the 50% line. And I wish this would have been a stronger impulse to carry a Voyager token up to the 61.8. I think that would have been a lot better. Usually when we see these kind of extensions travel up the Fibonacci ladder, and if we get stopped at this 50% level and rejected, that's usually a good sign that we're not seeing any good solid concrete floor to hold price up. And then we can just kind of see how the price bled out. But we had a very nice descending triangle that produced a very nice rip to the upside. So hopefully everybody got a chance to make some money there and buy back in at a lower price. There's nothing wrong with selling off at these higher prices and buying in back lower, because then you are soaking up more shares or coins, taking them off the market.
For sure. Can you do is there like a new ascending triangle or something that you can do off this new run, like on short-term prediction? Can you you know what I mean? Like, now that there's a big spike, is there a new formation now that we're out of that descending triangle?
Yeah, I mean, we can really look at this thing at a high level, and I mean, I'm not really seeing much of a solid formation on this. It's just such new price action. We can see that. We really need to figure out where this low is going to be before we can really determine anything. But on the 4-hour chart, we might see price action just come down a little bit more, maybe to this $2.65 level to retest this 50 moving average. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And I would like to see this step over this cloud. So I'm hoping we get a quick bounce within sometime tonight. I hope we get a little bit of a bounce. But who knows? If I'd be happy if this thing just traded sideways and cleared this cloud that way too. But yeah, we have a very strong floor with VGX at $2.39. So that is good to see. One other thing we could be seeing is Elliott wave theory to the upside. And this is very speculative, so don't take this as it's going to happen. But, we can see that, if we saw Elliott wave theory happen, it might get us back up to around these $3.70 levels approximately. But this is almost retraced a little bit too much for that to be a reality at this point.
Yeah, because basically this jump, the price action, was because of the cashback rewards VLP program. So this kind of I feel like it defied the odds of your TA prior to this. So you know what I mean? Yeah. This is an anomaly into the price action type of thing, and it's just going back to what it was before the VLP cashback on Twitter and social media blew up, or what?
Yeah, so I don't know. Was that a widely known thing that was coming, the cash back, or was that just a complete surprise?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was, and they were supposed to roll it out at the end of the month. But
Okay.
Steve likes surprises, so he did the surprise. They're going
Okay.
to do it like in the middle of the month and the end of the month.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So those shares of Voyager have to come from somewhere. So, you see, a bunch of shares being given to people, that morning or whatever. I ended up getting like $100 worth of Voyager or something.
You got it back?
Which,
You got the cash back?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I did. I ended up with like 50 shares of Voyager token. I don't know how
Weren't you
much.
surprised too, dude? I was
Yeah,
my
I
live stream
was.
on Friday night. I got a couple hundred, like little
Okay.
less than $1,000 in VGX.
That's
Back.
crazy.
That's why everyone
Yeah.
was talking about it, and I think this is what happened, like why it spiked up and whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I mean, that created huge excitement.
yep.
People got excited and started buying some more.
But then it just comes back to back where the
Mhm.
charts go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so
Yeah,
how
this
do you
is very
build
common.
on this? So
Yeah.
what would you do? You know what I mean?
Yep. So this is very common to see. When you get these little one-offs like this. Now, if this was like some game changer, like we just found out, Voyager token bought all the shares of Coinbase or something, like in the New York Stock Exchange, and was doing a hostile takeover, like that would be game changing, and we just see this price continue to soar. But since we get this one off, usually what we'll see is the market trading in a specific pattern, and then we will see the market return to that previous kind of trading tendency. And I'll show you a great example of this that I know of right off the top of my head, and it lies within CKB. And again, this was CKB has been setting up with this little ascending triangle now for since the beginning of August. And right here was this little anomaly where CKB got listed to all those exchanges in like Australia and Japan, I think it was, a couple other, New Zealand was one. But we can see that price action just kind of came right back down and did its thing. And another example of this is, and you know about this, when Voyager actually listed CKB, we can see how this little one-off right here, this is the exact time when Voyager token listed CKB to its exchange. And this thing was in the midst of forming an ascending triangle. And we can see that once this price action happened, the price just resumed normal trading as it was. Let's face it, this event happened, price reacted. Now price is kind of just doing its thing. So that's my take on it. I'm not saying that it's right, but I have noticed, and in those two examples, that the price action has just kind of gone back to previous trends. But this definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. I'm super excited about Voyager token, and the fact that they are doing this cash back is crazy. Like, this is going to really fuel growth like none other. Are there any other exchanges that do this, like crypto.com or Coinbase or anything like that?
Yeah, like I know there's a lot of different companies that have like the debit card and they do cashback rewards and whatnot. So like I don't, Fold. There's like so like there's Fold, and they do the cashback rewards and whatnot. And so like for every purchase, you get to spin a wheel they have within their app, and you can get like certain cashback rewards on that purchase that you make.
That's cool. Yeah, that's definitely an incentive to gain people and have them trading on your platform. So the more people that are trading, the more money these apps and stuff are making, because they take a little bit off the top every trade. So whether you lose or not. But you can look at Voyager, and this is kind of the schedule for the extension schedule that I had up previous video. And this came right up nice to this 50% line. We are kind of stopping at this 38.2. And you can kind of see how price action is, kind of inching its way back up to this area. This is on a 1 hour chart. So it would be interesting to see, by tomorrow morning, if we do come down and test this 200 moving average, or if we bounce off this 38.2 and crack $3.33 again, that would be ideal. I mean, one other thing that you could argue is that maybe, just maybe, we are seeing Voyager Token set up for some sort of ascending triangle, something like this. And then hopefully what I'm looking for at this point in time is to see these highs remain right about this $3.33 level. And what I want to see is these lows start to get higher.
Yeah.
And then eventually what's going to happen is we are going to inverse, and we will see these lows transfer over to highs. So that'll be interesting. And I do think that, this 61.8, when I saw this back down, I kind of knew that the 61.8 level for Voyager Token was right around this $3.90 level.
Yep.
And when I saw that this thing kind of backed down, I checked the price earlier today, and I'm like, oh man, this thing really took a beating.
But here's something that you probably don't know right now. So there's probably going to be a lot of price action, I think, the next day. So tomorrow is the token swap is done.
Oh, so, it is. Okay.
So there's potentially, and I don't know, I know Stone Cold was tracking this, but like there's going to be like 20 to 30 million VGX tokens being burned potentially tonight.
Wow.
Because that's the thing that you just spiked my memory now that we're talking about this. Because the token swap, because Steve didn't do any extension or whatever. So I don't know the time. That's the specific thing right now. We don't know what time it's going to happen at. Like, when's the token burn going to happen? Because if there was like a couple wallets that had like millions of VGX tokens or whatever, that if they don't swap it by midnight tonight, or like, I don't know the time frame right now, but I know that there might be some crazy price action going on, and everyone's been talking about that lately.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
That's what like made me think about that, because your price action, the movement, the exchange listings, all that defies it. But like regular TA, how do you take into account like a certain token that only has like a limited supply? The price is going to be going up. How do you do TA based off supply of tokens or crypto?
Well, I mean, you can speculate that there might be some sort of price action incoming, but you also have to kind of factor in, okay, is this priced in yet? This has been common knowledge now for quite a while that they were going to do the token burn. And I think that, do you remember when they called off the last token burn? Was it back in early September?
Yeah, it was the end of September, because it was supposed to be the end of the month or whatever. But then they extended it because of their
end of August.
Yeah. Yep.
End of August. Okay. Yeah. So that is probably what created this big dive down to the $2.50 level.
Yeah.
Because we were sitting pretty there for a while. So, I mean, we it's common knowledge that it's out there. In the grand scheme of things, it makes everyone else's tokens more valuable. There's no doubt about that. How do you put a price on that? I think you could probably argue that once we know the exact dollar amount or the exact amount of tokens that got burned, we can probably run some math or some calculation based on current price of VGX. And you could argue the fact that, okay, now everybody's VGX is worth X amount more that, now than versus before the token burn. So, I mean, I think long term, it'd be one thing. Hey, if this thing was going to burn 100 million coins, like, man, that would be something exciting. But if we're talking like 5%, 10%, I mean,
like, how do you know prices is going to skyrocket? Like,
we don't know. Nobody knows. That's the correct. Yeah, nobody knows, and that's the correct answer. And was this just a little excitement pump here based on that news?
Cash rewards.
cash rewards, the token burn, combination of both. Was it priced in? I mean, that's just the thing. Nobody knows if it's priced in or not. I think that's the best answer that anybody can give on that. And it's frustrating, that's for sure. But like I said, I'm definitely long in Voyager Token for sure, no doubt about that. It's definitely a great thing. But on the 30-minute chart, we are bouncing. Right off this fib line, this 38.2, I believe that is, and then hopefully we can just kind of come back up to this 50% level. And like I said, hopefully we can just fill out a nice ascending triangle over the next few days and try to, move up and retest some of these other highs, $5, $7 highs later on, as long as the market, I mean, this is all contingent on Bitcoin. That's my personal
What
thoughts.
if I drop like 10 million on VGX right now? What would that do?
Oh, you'd increase the market cap by 10 mil and you'd buy a heck of a lot of coins.
I'm just throwing like random stuff like that out there. So like, so say like a random investor, like, oh, I love VGX. I'm going to throw 5, 10, 20 million, just crazy out there. How would that affect this chart in your TA?
So
I've always wondered that.
Going back to the CKB argument, I mean, we know that this is when an exchange accepted CKB. You can see this price fluctuating. Yeah. So, I mean, price action just after that one-time event, I mean, price action will just kind of return to normal. I mean, when you're talking $10 million in a
but I'm
market
sucking
cap,
up a lot of the supply of VGX.
Yes, you are. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I guess it depends on what you're investing in, too.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And even with VGX, I mean, you're talking 10 million. Well, that's only going to buy you, 4.5 million coins, which is a lot. And you would see temporary.
So I go up to the 618.
It might. If you got $10 million, you can try.
Yeah. Okay, so it goes up, and then what happens? What happens? I'm just throwing
people sell that pump, and then you're holding the bag. Yeah, so I mean, it's just a temporary thing. I mean, if you could buy 10 millions in coins weekly for 2 months, you're going to see this price climb and climb and climb and climb and climb.
Yeah.
But there has to be, buyers and sellers, and people are going to sell that pump for sure and buy back in lower. I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, if you can, do a hostile takeover of a coin and take up 90% of the coins, I mean, you have some authority to really manipulate the price tag.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. That's what I was.
And that's what we see all the time too. Yeah, absolutely.
People manipulate this market. The crypto market is so manipulated by these whales and stuff. Like, you know what
100%. Yeah, 100%. Let's just take a quick peek at Bitcoin again now that we've got some other people in the feed. And like I said, we'll look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart and we'll just kind of zoom in. And this is kind of what I've been telling, Crypto Airborne, my take on this. We had a red bearish close on the weekly, no surprise. But historically, we only get this one bounce off the 50. And now we've got kind of another bearish candle forming. Who knows what's going to happen? We need to look at a higher level chart than the weekly, but we might be fixing to come down and test this $40,000 level.
Can you go back to the previous bull market and check that? Because this is double top. This is what that LEO trades I keep going back to. He's thinking
this right here in 2017-18, we can see this price action had a solid bounce. And then it slipped away into the bear market. 2019 and 20, price action had a single bounce, and it slipped away.
We're looking to jump up just looking at this big chart, dude.
I don't know about that. And then we can see that back in 2014, and this is on the weekly chart. So a lot of data. You can see price action come down, bounce once off the 50, and then it was over. I'm just comparing apples to apples here.
No, like the double top of the 2014 bull run.
Yeah.
This is the same. We're setting up. Like look at the setup we're at now. Go back to the 2014 double top. There was the first run up, the second run up.
This is the second run up here. Yeah, this is the second run up here because we have come down and bounced off the 50, and we are like right here.
I thought it was spiked higher than that though.
No. We had an initial dip right out of the gates in 2014. But this is solid price action bouncing off the 50 on the weekly chart. This has been the same for the 2014, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I'm just saying, this is what I am observing. Here's what we could be seeing is we could be seeing some sort of falling wedge down to this 200 moving average. We could see something like this happen. I do think that we will get there eventually. But I would love to see Elliott wave theory kick in here too and make several legs up. But I'm just being as real as I can with everybody and what I'm observing. RSI is kind of hovering just a little bit above, overbought, which is no big deal. 58 isn't squat for an RSI. That can go either way at this point. Stochastics, you can see that they've been in a downward trend, for several weeks now. Whether they come back and cross here is anybody's guess, but I definitely think that a retest, at least a wick down to this 50 moving average, kind of like what we're seeing here, might be in order. Let's just look at this thing on the daily chart as well. Like I've also been saying with this daily chart, Bitcoin needs to stay above this cloud for sure, 100%. And like I mentioned on the last few weeks too, like if price pumps and they pump this just enough to bring this 50 moving average up like we're seeing, what could happen very easily is, the whales can manipulate this thing into a nasty little death cross right through the cloud, and it's over. And you can see how, we would likely fall down to the high 29s, somewhere in there, and we might just kind of see Bitcoin, trade within this triangle potentially. This is a very nice falling wedge pattern to set up. June 22, we might break out and retest some all-time highs. It makes sense to me, but let's see here. Crypto wants me to look at Bitcoin stock to flow ratio.
Yeah, so what I meant,
if you guys can see this,
look at the stock to flow from the first bull run, like double top, right there. See how it goes up, dips, and then up. So this is what everyone's saying. Yeah, we're repeating basically right there.
Okay, so right in here. Yeah, and I could see that. I could see that just by looking at this, but this I'd love to see history repeat itself. And this model could be right.
It's been the most accurate model in Bitcoin's history.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about that, but yeah, I know it's highly regarded. But
this is that gives me a peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
For you guys and everyone else watching, that's I know I like your TA and you're real and stuff, but whenever I see people like you or other TA people or whoever, when I look at the grand scheme, when in doubt, zoom out and follow all that stuff. That's what I look at. So
definitely. I'm worried about Bitcoin right now. I'm still doing that. So I'd love to see a double top here. Historically, we just have not seen that. Retest once on the weekly chart. And once we get that one bounce off the 50, it's over. And that's just the way it's been historically. So it'll be interesting to see if that stock to flow really plays out or not. I'm interested in seeing that. I'm just This is just the indicators that I have available to me, and that is what I'm kind of going off.
So what's the bullish indicator? So what would you say if we were to spike up to the stock to flow? What is the indicator? Like, what would be your like triggers you to be like, yep, we're going to the stock to flow ratio, or like we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would need to see Bitcoin hit at least retest the 65K mark for sure. I mean, until then, you have to just assume that we are, we are trending downward, until we come back and get a new high.
Say Bitcoin,
that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Say Bitcoin spikes up to 68K tomorrow. Boom. Spikes up.
Sure.
And then it retraces to all-time high, which was like 65K, and then trades sideways. Are we in the next leg up? Would that could be a confirmation for you?
Who knows, man? I'd have to just see what happens. There's a lot going into it, and I'm trying to like work that out visually in my head, what that would exactly look like. But I do think that Bitcoin might have a good chance of just kind of trading sideways in between this $27,000 level and I don't know, $30,000-$40,000 level for the next year. And we'll know more. So that would be one hell of a
all
bet.
of YouTube, all the crypto YouTubers. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's
why I like listening to you, because that actually represents a pretty good estimation of where we're going to go. We could either, boom, I could see a big spike up, or just continue down in the descending triangle.
Yeah, so this would be like a nice falling wedge pattern.
Falling wedge, yeah.
Yeah. So this is textbook almost. I mean, usually you'd see these things angle down a little bit more, but we might be seeing something like this happen. And once you get to July 22, if this Bitcoin does follow this model, it's going to make a decision. Obviously, if we're going to go up and retest 65K or go down. One thing that you have to keep in mind is that coming off this March low to March from that $3,000 Bitcoin up to 65K.
So we could be in the bear market right now, is what I'm
for sure
thinking right now.
It could be. Yeah, we could be making a leg down, but
ginormous spike up
possibly. And here's the other thing too. So if we, you got to figure from this high $33,000 Bitcoin up to 65,000, that is in a year, like that is such unsustainable growth that I think, more people are definitely getting their feet wet into crypto. I'm mining now. Like I never thought I'd be a crypto miner.
Yeah.
It's just more people are embracing it. But we might be, seeing something like this forming. So, over the next week or two, we'll know for sure if we're going to get this next leg up and defy this.
I still think we're going to go up, dude. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
And all these live streams, you guys, I still think we're going to blow up before we come back down. Like, yeah, but what you have right in front of me definitely is in the back of my head. I'll tell you that right now.
Sure. It's good to have, diversity, especially in thoughts and when we're trying to figure out Bitcoin and stuff like that. I mean, nobody's single opinion is going to be right. So it's good to have other ideas and possibilities floating around up there. Yeah. So, I mean, our wives are always right, but that's a whole nother story that we can't even do TA on.
Yep.
So yeah, that's Bitcoin. I mean,
hey man, yeah,
it's kind of creepy to look at. As far as we're concerned right now, we can see somewhat of a maybe some sort of triangle forming here. We just won't know until we see what happens in the next day or two. But anything's possible with Bitcoin. I've learned on the daily chart, if we do trade through and we get a death cross here, don't be surprised if shit crashes down to the $28,000 level. And if it does, well, and it goes lower, then we got some bigger issues to talk about on another live stream. But this might be one of the best trading plays for people to make if we go into this kind of holding pattern over the next year. I mean, you could sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here. You know, it might be a great little thing to consider. At least maybe not with the majority of your purse, but you know, you could have some side account set up to just trade the stuff. Let's just throw up a little time sequence on Bitcoin. I want to go from this swing high to this swing low. And I mean, look at this. This is so interesting to me. So we measure this swing high to this swing low, and we get kind of a little bit of a reversal here. Pins a reversal here. We're in the ballpark here.
Yep.
You know, it's definitely. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a reversal point down here in November. We just have to wait and see. Or this could. I mean, this model might not even be accurate at all.
Can't you do a macro? Do a macro. Like, go skim. Can you skim back like 3 years and do a timestamp?
Yeah, we can. Let's try it. Let's do it on the weekly.
2017 top.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's do this.
Like I'm barely learning this stuff from just watching you guys. Yeah.
I've done this in the past, and I've tried to work this thing a few different ways. A few times I've done this, I've gone from like this high to like this low. So we can kind of try and experiment with this. And this is all like, you know, in hindsight. Let's just kind of see. Interestingly enough, you know, I don't know that there is anything really detected here, but here for sure. I mean, this was the point where market just shot up. 2019. This was kind of around the point where the market topped.
Yep, I remember that.
So, you know, when we're talking November, December, let's see what this is, late November 22, you know, there might be something going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know how, like, I see some YouTubers, like, can you trace like some of the previous runs and then like put that on top of where we're at right now? If like, you know what I mean? Can you like trace?
I mean, if you look at this falling wedge, like this time sequence in November of 2022 is like the perfect spot for a spike upwards, in my opinion. Let's see if we can kind of just find any other similarities in previous runs here.
I'll say, like, what if you move the time sequence up to like the 2017 bull run?
I mean,
swing high to swing low.
You can.
It's kind of cool. Like, just learn about this. It's like it's just trial and error. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see though when we draw these trend lines down like this, eventually, you know, things pop, and this is kind of what might be going on here. Something like this. But yeah, let's do that. Let's clear this. And we are losing people's interest quite fast. So there's usually I like to go from the swing high to the swing low. So like right here. And again, look at this. We get a double confirmation of around this December 15th time frame.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be an important, let's see here.
Wow.
So right around this November, December time frame, something's going to happen with Bitcoin. And like even right here, you could kind of manipulate this a little bit.
Yeah.
It's tough to really tell where the bottom was right in here. I mean, I'll just go right in the middle. I mean, you can kind of see how close that these are within, you know, a month of each other on a 3-day chart. So this is telling me for sure that these 2 dates next year, maybe something significant would happen. Maybe we will see price action breakout if we follow this model. So yeah, it's definitely something to consider. Only time will tell, but
for sure,
you know, maybe you know, we'll see what happens. And also, So let's just say on this 3-day chart, we start seeing price action fall like this. Well, that's going to push this 200 moving average like this. And so this might be, in fact, a great and legitimate support line for Bitcoin if the big if we start trending downward in the next few weeks. So who knows, man? I just came up with this tonight, so just as we were talking, so it's good to speculate on.
I completely forgot about the moving averages. So, like, if price action goes up, how do the moving averages move up with it? I've always wondered that.
Yeah, so this is the 50-day moving average. So it goes the last previous 50 days. So if the price goes up, it will pull the moving averages up with it. If the price goes down, it will bend the moving averages down. And you can see this as an example. Here, moving average or price action spiked up. We saw the moving average just really bend up. Price action started trending down, so did the moving average. And it just kind of works like that. We got a 200 moving average, which doesn't really bend as easy as the 50. And so this is just 200 days worth of data, I guess. So, but it is what it is. And, we might be seeing like on a 3-day chart.
Dude, man, you got me worried.
Oh, dude, that's the last thing I want to do is get anybody worried.
I know. No, I'm just looking at that, like
the
descending triangle. It's like,
yeah, this could be. I mean, this falling wedge. Could be a badass thing for price action in the future.
You don't know. Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yep.
But like I said, if we'll know more as the market progresses. It's probably not going to be for
like the next month with the ETFs and all that crazy stuff and the fundamentalism like that's going on. And the NFTs, the other Elio Trades video he put out today about like during the bear market, like the government or whoever can't like do regulations on some of these NFTs within video game platforms. Like it was a crazy video that he put out today, but he was just saying some things like some of the coins that like you invest in not normally like during a bear market, they're going to be doing pretty well during the bear market because of the NFT thing. So there's like different fundamentals that you can't really look at history with what's going on currently within our world and like technology and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like you can look at the charts, history repeats itself. Kinda, yes. Then you got like those fundamentals and all the growth and institutional money going into these different platforms in our industry. You don't know. Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. That's why like I see this, but like I keep seeing up. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. I hear you. And it's definitely one of these things too. Like this could also be setting up for a descending triangle. And we just saw usually descending triangles, they can go either way. You get a nice floor. Usually you'll see price action kind of bounce upwards. But it's really a flip of the coin once you get down to this, breakneck, bottleneck point of the triangle. So, we could be seeing a descending triangle. We could be seeing a falling wedge at this point. We could be seeing, a nasty head and shoulders pattern playing out. Nobody knows right now. And it's definitely going to take another couple of weeks to see what price action actually does with this. And then real quick too, I want to just go ahead and drop a story or a link in the comments section. So I hope you guys can see that. If you guys could just check out this story. It's by Josh Yates. I've been talking with Josh now the last few weeks, probably a month, and he's helped me out with some of the minor stuff, but he wrote this like really touching article about how he got into CKB and crypto as well. So yeah, if you could just go follow this link, give him a heart, like this, because this is also a contest person with the most hearts or likes wins, and just go ahead and retweet it as well. But yeah, let's see, do we have any other coins people want?
I asked.
You got any crypto?
The comment section's been pretty quiet. Is there
I
any
think it's
lurkers?
I think it's Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 people watching. Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
Smash that like button. I think everybody's in the dumps now that the CKB prices and Voyager. Let's check it right now. What do we got? CKB is at 15, almost 16 cents, which is a little depressing right now.
16 cents? I
I'm
wish.
sorry, 0.015. Man. Let's see what do we got Voyager at?
VGX is down too, man.
279. We're hanging up on this 50% line though. But my worry is,
what's the resistance level that we got for VGX? Is it 2?
So my worry with this is that we form this symmetrical triangle and come right back down to this $2.64 level. But it is what it is, right? Man. Did you have any crypto news that you wanted to talk about? I see that you got your screen kind of popped up. Coinbase.
No, I just have like the normal market update. I mean, we're down 2.79%.
Who's those top gainers at the top? Cello. Okay.
615. Yeah. 20%. Wow. Your protocol.
Nice,
and OMG, that's been getting a lot of attention. I know that 9.4 or 9.14%. 1.6 billion volume. Wow. It's a lot.
Wow. What is going on? That's crazy.
Yeah. Brain Trust. That was listed. That everyone was talking about that. And every single time I look at the losers, every single day the last week, it's been dropping.
Oh no.
Brain Trust. It's like people pump it up. They're like, oh, it gets listed on Coinbase, and then everyone's just gonna download it or buy it. Like, just look at the last week. Look at this. They got listed. It was like $47. Now it's $15. Or just like, look at the all time. Like,
that's
they
a
hype
pump
it up.
and dump.
Yep. Like,
ouch. I'm not saying the project is a pump and dump. I'm saying this price action is a pump and dump for sure.
Shiba Inu.
Well,
Shiba Inu too.
Whatever happened to Solana? I know that's kind of been a hot dog lately. And then it just they had all those issues with their network.
Yeah.
Forking and stuff.
I mean, they always have issues like to begin with, but I think they'll work it out.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you need these issues to happen so you can make it more resilient. You know? Solana. Oh, man. Okay.
And it's so crazy that, like, how fast they grew.
Yeah.
I never $211.
That's crazy. I know Crypto End was big on Solana, and she made a lot of people a lot of money on that.
I know. Back in the day, dude, I used to listen to them. A lot of them on TikTok. Yeah. And Blockchain Boy and her was all about, Solana.
Really?
I think I remember them talking about it when it was like in like the dollar range, like back in the day. Well, even if you invested into Solana earlier this year, it was $3.
Wow.
Look at this.
Crazy. That's insane. What's the market cap on that? 45 billion. Holy cow. I mean,
and the circulating supply is 297 million.
Okay.
That's what I always say about like Voyager.
VGX, yeah.
There's they're going to hopefully burn like 20 million here in the next 2 hours. But there's like a 250 million supply, and it's only $2. It's $150. This is so like I don't know.
Voyager just needs to get on more exchanges like Coinbase and stuff like that. I mean, they're on Binance, right? Is that right? They're on Binance. So that's huge. But yeah, they're definitely not. I don't think I can get it on crypto.com.
No.
Some of those other bigger, I'm not saying crypto.com is some huge exchange, but I know a lot of people use it.
But
So, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you look at that, and then once these tokens become more available, easier to buy, man, you just see that run up in price. Voyager token will get there someday.
100%.
For sure. Absolutely. I
supply
believe
shock.
that.
Everyone's
Yeah, that price is going to moon, and you better sell your bag.
No way, not yet. I haven't sold anything. Then you got the cash back rewards. That's why it spiked up. They were talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Stone Cold did like a calculator here that I have up on the screen. Basically, if you buy anything on Voyager app right now at market price, not a limit order or a limit buy, but if you do a market buy, if you take it's all like when you do the transaction, if you take the estimated price by the filled price, I think you subtract that and then you multiply it. He did it right here. Yeah, so you take your estimated price minus your filled price, you times that by your quantity, and then you times that by whatever tier you are. So 1, 2, or 3. So your navigator level, you times it by 3. That's your percent in savings.
That's cool. Yeah, I know he's a beast with his numbers.
So yeah,
I've seen some other stuff that he's done. That's cool. Yeah, good job to Stone Cold on that.
I mean, it was a side note for you guys. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Like it's
I'm hearing. I've seen Alpha 7 has says he's late, asking for a recap. Are you still there, Alpha 7? I'll be happy to do that for you. Any other cryptos out there that any other cryptos that you want us to take a peek at while we got the chart up?
I'm trying to think.
If not, then we can kind of wrap this up. It's been about an hour. But yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and give Crypto Airborne a big follow and sub, I just dropped a link to his channel in the comments section. Show him some love. Alpha 7, okay, cool. He is still here. Basically, I'll just give you a high level. What's the coin that you most care about? Voyager? CKB? Basically, Voyager token is kind of being hung up right now on this this 50% or this 38.2 Fibonacci line. If the bottom drops off, I guess I should probably quit sharing Crypto Airborne's channel or his screen as he's surfing naughty things on the internet.
No, it's definitely delayed because I'm looking at you on another tab.
So, Bitcoin. Okay, you're looking for Bitcoin. Yeah, so Bitcoin, we did some pretty heavy speculating on Bitcoin earlier. We kind of came up with this new trend that it might be following. Thing with Bitcoin, once again, for the people that aren't here, I know that this is something that a lot of people like to watch is Bitcoin, but on the weekly chart, we printed a bearish candle, and I've been kind of saying that historically in the past 3 other major bull runs, price action has really only gotten one bounce off this 50 moving average. And we are just kind of seeing history repeat itself again. This price action comes down, bounces. We printed a negative candle here. It's kind of almost a spinning top, but not really. And right now, this new candle is printing red at the moment. That could change. But we need Bitcoin to go higher than 48,850, somewhere in there, and close that next week. In 6 days and 22 hours, we need to close above that. I would love to see Bitcoin form out an ascending triangle on the weekly from here. But just given the previous circumstances, we are kind of speculating that if this is if Bitcoin follows past historical examples. We might see Bitcoin either form out some sort of descending triangle or falling wedge pattern. The falling wedge pattern would be more ideal, usually more bullish sign, and we might just kind of see Bitcoin trade down into this channel again. This is very speculative at this point in time. For all I know, we could see price action gearing up for, Elliott wave theory to the upside. It's just, we won't know till we know. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with Bitcoin right now. And it drives the market because it has half the crypto market cap, unfortunately. XLM, Stellar. What do you know about XLM, Crypto Airborne? You still with us? Crypto Airborne. Let's see here.
I'm here. Hold up.
Okay.
I had to run to the restroom real quick. What's up?
Spanking the monkey on TA.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go for Ryan Knight wants to see Stellar. Oh, man. Man,
It's Sunday, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Who's here? What's going on?
So we're looking. Ryan in the comments wants to see Stellar.
So we're just checking. Coin.
Oh, dude, I like Stellar. I like Stellar.
Ryan, come on, bro.
I like it.
Do you like XRP too, dude?
I do. So we can see this. If this candle is true, is it true that XLM came down and touched 26 cents during that last bear shed? I mean, damn, if that's the case, that's not good. But if that is true, and it might be because I'm seeing this Fibonacci channel and price action really playing along with each other, we might be seeing XLM head down to around this 28 cent level. Be my guess. If we can maintain this channel, it might be a very good point for XLM maybe to form some sort of ascending triangle and maybe shoot price action back up. But I do think that this is all going to depend on Bitcoin and what it does. I'd hate to see it come down for this double bottom here. One other thing I want to do with this, man, I'm going to look at this on the daily. Why aren't my clouds coming up? There they are. Maybe they were up.
Imoku cloud. What do you call those again?
Ichimoku cloud.
Ichimoku.
And this is not good on the daily chart for XLM. We basically came through this cloud. It was looking good in August, and then Bitcoin tanked it. But we can see that, if we definitely come down below this 25 cent, 26 cent level, that there may be bigger issues, and we might actually be in the midst of seeing a corrective wave happen. So keep that in mind. Like I said, man, if it breaks from this 24, 25 cent level, there is some solid support down at the 20 cent level. But we're
going back to the bear market, it looks like. That's what that sounds
I mean, sometimes on these smaller charts, like, you can kind of get an indication of what is happening in the bigger picture. Of things, because these things are all reacting to Bitcoin. And this is so interesting to me because I've talked a lot about how price action reverses on the 78.6 level. This is like the ultimate day traders, options traders, like little honey hole percentage that they will flip their positions. So we have seen this touch this level twice now in the last 3 or 4 months. So, I mean, it's at the 61.8, very powerful Fibonacci retracement level. If we cannot come back and hop up above this 32 cent level with stellar. I do think that on a daily chart, we don't have a 50 or 200 stopping us, anything like that. There might be a solid chance that you could see this come down to this 19-cent level.
So this could be the shakeout that they keep talking about, that I keep talking about, is that the next couple of weeks, we're going to hit that, what is it, 7-8 level?
78.6, yeah.
786, and then potentially bounce back up.
And let's look at this. So we've seen Bitcoin really hammering these levels here.
I'm trying to give you guys some hopium a little bit from my side.
Yeah, for sure. And, we're seeing, these step downs here right now. But, if Bitcoin comes down and hits this 78.6 level, that would be around 37,000 approximately. So, I mean, that would be bad for Bitcoin too.
But would that trigger a bull market on the macro?
I'm not sure.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question. Probably not. And I'm just saying that because right here on the daily chart, at this point for Bitcoin, we have a nasty death cross that would occur. We go through the cloud. I mean, I'd expect things to get kind of nasty on the retracements.
What about the total crypto market cap?
Yeah, let's look at that. I do like that. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's the super macro perspective, and I've watched.
If I could remember what that ticker was, what's that? Total. Here it is. Here's the total. Then we can do. There is another one that excludes Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And ETH. Okay, we'll have to take a peek at those. So here we go. So this must be from the last time that we left off on this. Yep. We haven't covered this in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
But we see this crystal clear symmetrical triangle forming, right to this Fibonacci time sequence. So that is on September 25th.
Yep.
Let's try to pin this thing to an hour. I got to go back and make sure that these lines are dialed in, because
I always like, when in doubt, zoom out when people talk about anything. Like, this is like
for sure
everything with Bitcoin, without Bitcoin, which is pretty interesting.
For sure. Oh, okay. So I think what happened was when I reduced the size of this chart, it went ahead and adjusted. So I'm going to try to figure out, let's just measure off this spot here. We are still kind of getting something, so we might be kind of seeing price squeeze. And if price falls, look at this. On the 4-hour chart, we have seen a death cross happen on the total crypto market cap. So that's not good. This is something to be concerned about.
When was the last death cross on the total?
Here we go. So right up in this region. That was pretty nasty. But we did have a death cross.
That was earlier this year, right? Or was that back in?
This is back in May. This is when the market crashed.
Okay.
So it's tough. Are we seeing this thing? There's two outcomes that's going to happen with this.
We're either going up or we're going down.
So
that's pretty much it.
If this goes up like this, we might see, a reversal point at this point or here. If we're going down,
all other like fundamentals that could be pumping trillions of dollars into the market here soon.
But it's not going to be in. It's not going to be in the crypto market.
I don't know. You got to watch the Elio Trades video he put out today, because he said, "Don't believe what BitBoy just said."
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like an ETF, like you need to basically just trade Bitcoin if you want to be a part of it. Like the ETF is just going to be a stock market.
I guess they're just assuming that like money's going to just pump into the crypto.
I don't know. It is kind of a finicky point in time we're at right now with the whole market. On the daily chart, we are seeing,
like all the
this
elitists are getting together and they're like doing all the technicals, like what you're saying. Like, then there's a huge something's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. I feel like that's, long story short, fundamentals, the technical analysis, zooming out, like everything that we're looking at, you're looking at, something's going to happen. We're either going to go, we're either in the bear market now, we're going to crash, or we're in the next leg up. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, so on the 12-hour chart, we have broken through the cloud. We are seeing price to the downside. There's nothing really stopping it from crashing down to this 200 moving average. So, we're looking at roughly $30 billion liquidated from the market if that happens, which isn't like the biggest deal. And that's like a single cryptocurrency wiped off the map, but it could trigger bigger things like this. So here's an example, though. Remember how we were kind of talking about the potential of a falling wedge on Bitcoin over the grander scale earlier in the video? I mean, you could kind of see how maybe this might kind of align with something like that. We could be seeing something like this happening with Bitcoin right now. Yep. So that's kind of, this is kind of what happens, as a result of a falling wedge. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That it'd be interesting. I can't wait to see what the next few weeks hold for.
Same here.
For the coins. It's definitely going to get real really quick.
Are there any other indicators that you would suggest trying to look at that has been accurate in the past that you could apply to what's going on today that maybe would show an accurate representation of what we're going to see soon, like price wise?
Man, I wish I knew. I mean, we can speculate really quick, as far as the total crypto market cap goes. I mean, we really can't attach a price tag to it, but if we go to Bitcoin, we totally could.
Yeah. Can you add Bitcoin?
Bitcoin?
Yeah, the price to the total coin market cap or whatever.
Oh, okay. Total. So you want it without Bitcoin?
Well, with Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, that was with Bitcoin. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We can do it without too.
Yeah, without it. I'm just curious.
Yeah. You want to do it without it?
Yeah.
Let's look at this. And I mean, this is freaking interesting stuff here. You look at this, this market cap without Bitcoin, and it's sitting at about 1.4 trill. And we got some nice price action. And you can see how Bitcoin always ruins the party for all these other coins because we got this nice price action here. And we've got a nice symmetrical triangle forming. But will that mean that we fall back down to this 964 billion mark or lower? Nobody knows. Here's what happened in May. We came up and hit this. The bad thing about this is what I'm seeing is, we have double tops. It's not uncommon for things to triple top, but I want to just bring this to everybody's attention. If you're thinking bullish, man, I don't know. I was going to say maybe some sort of cup and handle, but we really need to see that handle form, like this. And it very well could. This is a 12-hour chart. It could whip something like that up. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this without Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how without Bitcoin, the markets would just rage on. It's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, here's May when Bitcoin tanked, and here's the latest tanking of Bitcoin. So I don't know. We've seen a symmetrical triangle. The latest bad, most dominant price action we got was this little shed here. So will we see that trend continue? and get a corrective wave in here. Who knows? We just really have to wait. I mean, this whole market is just clinging by its fingernails, like waiting to make its next move, like within the last month, I feel like. So whether or not we see Bitcoin,
there's got to be a bunch of big money coming into this industry, dude. That's what I think.
Yeah,
it's stagnant. Like either something big has to like inject the money into this fucking crypto world, or else it's like we're just stagnant right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where we're at.
The thing with big money is too, like they want to get in down here. You know,
I know.
That's the other thing too. You know, one thing I don't like about how like all these corporations have all of a sudden started getting into crypto, like Tesla, for example, they sucked 200 million plus out of the crypto market just so they could meet earnings, and it was just like, come on.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of these big corporations that are just bleeding this crypto industry dry at the same time. Because they have an easier time manipulating the market. He tweets, market goes up, makes money for his company, for himself, siphons that much more out. I don't know.
But they haven't tweeted anything recently.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much.
They're all about their SpaceX, the big SpaceX
thing. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Let's go and see if anybody's showing Josh some love. What? It's at 9 likes still? Come on, you guys. You got to go in and give this guy a like for this contest here. I'm posting another comment. Well, I don't know. We are a little over an hour long. I think that we will probably wrap this up. What do you think? Sunday night. I think everybody's probably been drinking all day for watching football, passed out.
For sure.
You have any football teams that you follow?
No.
You're a Browns guy.
I like the Browns. I grew up with the Browns, but I don't like follow them. But I know they won today.
Good. Yeah.
And I lived in Florida, in Tampa Bay area, and Rob Gronkowski, for you freaking haters out there. Apparently they won tonight, I guess. Tampa Bay win, I think.
I think so. He had a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, because cool. I got all the notifications from Voyager. Oh, Rob scores. Rob. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to understand this Voyager partnership that they have with the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to know the details. I wonder if they'll ever release it. What's that?
That like Voyager kept tweeting all about.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Like kept scoring touchdowns and stuff. I was like, okay, like,
yeah,
ambassador, but they're not promoting Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just tweeting about them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how Rob Gronkowski is playing into the marketing within Voyager. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to just do.
But in the article or the original, like his contract, apparently he's got like a series of, like, I guess, videos and stuff that he has to do with them, or he's already done, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I know he's I know he put out a tweet, and so I know a lot of times those tweets cost money, big money, like a few hundred to put a tweet out endorsing.
Yeah.
But it looks like he had a good night tonight. 2 touchdowns to Gronk.
Nice.
I'll tell you what.
They won. They won.
So, interesting time. Well, what do you think? Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do some more TA. We'll keep our finger on the pulse of the market. It's kind of dogging. Last I saw, scam coin Bitcoin was falling a little bit more. So I think we started this video out and it was right at this 47K level, and Oh wow, it's gone as low as 45,000. We're at 45,900 right now.
What?
Yeah, oof, nasty.
Holy cow!
We might be seeing Bitcoin work its way down to this $43,000 level.
Wow. Yep. Just check my portfolio, bro.
Down $20.
Yep.
I wonder what CKB is
You guys
doing.
only knew. What?
So what's CKB doing here? Okay.
Yeah, what's CKB is
okay.
at? Oh man, look at the spike on the daily, just on CKB. It's crazy the spread, man.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
0.01617. Currently, CKB is like 1534. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, definitely a really the bulls and the bears are playing tug of war with the price tag right now. And CKB September 24th, so in 5 days. There is a time sequence, but that might not mean squat if BTC takes the market down. So,
yep.
Other than that, folks, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you all again for watching. And I'm seeing Alpha 7, my CKB bot, made some good money today from that. Hell yeah, that's good to hear. I always like it when people make some money off the pumps. But we will wrap this up. I'll do some more TA on my channel about CKB tomorrow. Maybe we'll get on Crypto Airborne's channel and talk some news later this week. What do you think, Crypto Airborne?
Yeah, for sure, guys. Definitely down to do that.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So I'm going to end this stream right now because I feel like this is we've been saying goodbye now for like the last 10 minutes.
All good, guys.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.